Okay, so I already filmed what I wanted to say, but I think I want to refilm it. I want to say it differently because I was talking so much and my brain is very slow at this moment. So we were back after 9, and then I had a little bit of a moment, a little bit of me crying a little bit moment because I'm so super tired and also pretty frustrated with myself and with others and with the way the market went. I honestly, sadly, cannot say that I had fun. And of course, a disabled chronically ill person, would they have fun on an event like this? Probably not. It was kind of expectable, but honestly, I feel like the markets I went to before, I had more fun. I felt not that, like, not that bad afterwards. I wanted to say useless, it's not the right word. I'm not trying to put myself down right now. Everything is fine, I'm an adult. But you know, when you... I already have been at this market at this time of the year, and the last year it was like a huge success for me. I felt like I am actually doing the right thing. And I'm sure you know this when you work on something and then you actually see people loving it and you see that things get sold and that people want to be part of your whatever you're doing, and it's so inspiring. And just like this feeling of I might be doing the right thing, I might be getting somewhere with this, and then 1 year later it just doesn't happen. Like the market I went to before a couple of months ago, we have been placed in a very bad spot, and it was pretty cold and everyone sold worse on this day. But especially because we had this extremely, like, the worst spot possible, we sold very bad, but we still sold more expensive pieces than we sold today, which is strange for me. And I'm not sure, I didn't count the money again, how much we made now. I say we made, but we don't really, like, I don't make profit out of it because I'm just not at this point. I hope always not to be in minus after everything, but like, we are not talking profit here. When I say we made, it's just like the money we got, but it's not the money, like, you know, I can use for whatever. I think it was okay when you look at the circumstances. So it was pretty rainy. It was raining every like half an hour. So every time when it was raining, people stopped walking around and looking at stuff. So all vendors kind of lost the time, unless there were vendors who had like proper roofs over them, but you have to bring them with you, and I don't have those stuff. We had shower curtains. This is what we had. And even, I think even those with the roofs, I think even them, they lost some time with the rain, the time when the potential customers walk around, because on the market you make like a couple of rounds before you actually decide to buy things. So you, as a vendor, as a salesperson, you have to be present there every time the potential customers pass by, and every time you have to like make it possible for them to remember you and to have a good experience with you and everything. And it was much more complicated this time. And also there were such a smaller crowd. I think it was 3 times or 4 times smaller than usual, even on a cold day, because of the rain, because a lot of people just didn't leave their homes, or they didn't want to stay outside for too long, so every time it started raining they just left, or they didn't even made it till the punk market, because the punk market is like on a venue of a bigger flea market. So some people went through the flea market and then just kind of give up because of the rain, and then they went away. So I think, looking at the circumstances, we are okay, we are good, but I counted on much more. I counted, like, again, we got the best table, we got the time of the year, I have a new collection with me, I have all the summer clothes, I did everything I could, and it still didn't work out the way I wanted. And of course I feel like it's my fault, and like I should have done something better and this and that, and like hyper analyzing everything and thinking like, oh, what could I do, what could I have done better. But in the end of the day, if the weather doesn't work for a market, you're just like, as a vendor, you have no power over this whatsoever, and you can just roll with it or you don't. Like some vendors actually left after 1 or 2 hours because there was no reason for them to cover everything every time it rains, because there was a person who had incredible, amazing paintings, and the person was actually painting at the market as well, and then the person had to leave because of the rain. It's super sad. Like, I'm sure the person would have sold very, very well if not the weather, but of course we cannot control the weather. We should be not controlling the weather, okay? But you know, there was actually an idea to postpone the market, and then in the last moment yesterday they actually decided to make it happen. And even though I'm sure the other day I would have sold so much better, probably I would not be there the other day, because then my husband would not be able to get a free day from his work, and without him I cannot go to the market anyway. So I think it's okay. In general, I'm definitely more upset about the things that were not under my control. So I've just been a little bit dramatic, as usual. I already had a pep talk that my husband gave me. I might have not received it in a good way. I might have to apologize for this later. But in the end of the day, it is what it is, right? And I didn't have fun, but not every job is fun, and not every thing we do is fun, and I will have to try my best and to have fun tomorrow, or any other day after tomorrow. You know, it's just what upsets me as well is how some people behaved at the market today, because this was just uncalled for. Okay, first of all, some people behind us, they were sitting very, very closely to us, and they kept pushing us away from our spaces as well, you know, the places where we're sitting on. Also, they smoked so much, it's incredible. Like, there were so many. Somehow it was like a group of people for one table, and they had all their friends, and all of them were smoking all these different things, and I just ended up with a headache. And I know if I end up with a headache, it's for like 3 days. I have stuff to do. Like, I actually have my internship tomorrow, and we actually started doing things there. I have the celebration of my solar return the day after it, that I actually want to enjoy, but if my head would hurt, I would not be able to enjoy it. I will probably even have to cancel some of the things, which will be super, super sad. And all because we've been in a place where there's no escape from smoke whatsoever, especially like we're not talking tobacco, okay? We're in Germany, we're in Berlin, we're not talking tobacco. So yeah, there were a lot of things that didn't work out as planned. We got yelled at as well, totally uncalled for. We didn't do anything. We don't owe these people anything, and like I don't know what their problem was. So yeah, I didn't have fun. My neighbor, the person I tabled with, my friend and their dog, amazing. My husband did a good job as well, of course, also amazing. That's okay, maybe next time will be better. And if it will not be, maybe I will still make the same amount of money and then it will be good enough. So yes, thank you. I'm very sorry that I could not give like a positive, super extremely positive ending and oh I'm so excited, oh I loved it so much. No, the life is not like that. Thank you so much for watching anyways, and goodbye.